Breaking news, R. Kelly has been taken into police custody.
A spokesperson for the Cook County Sheriff's Office confirms to ET that R. Kelly is in custody because of his unpaid child support payments. This right here is video of the singer arriving to court earlier today. We're learning now that he is being transported to Cook County Jail to be booked.
And joining us now with more from the ET News Desk is Angelique Jackson. Angelique, obviously R. Kelly is someone who has been making headlines most recently for this explosive interview and sit down with Gayle King on CBS this morning over his sexual abuse allegations he has denied. But can you kind of walk us through the timeline of this child support hearing and exactly how much time he had to pay up what is being reported as more than $160,000 of unpaid payments?
Absolutely. So when R. Kelly went to court today, he had been ordered to pay this over $160,000 in unpaid child support. He, from what we understand, the Chicago Sun-Times is reporting that he was prepared today when he went to court to pay between $50,000 and $60,000 of that amount and then do a payment plan for the rest. Unfortunately, the judge did not agree to that and said that no, that was not going to work. He had already been told that he was expected to pay the full amount, so instead he was taken into custody by the Cook County Sheriff's Office, and he is on his way to jail to be booked. We're still waiting to find out exactly how long it'll take for that process to happen, and we'll keep you guys updated on that. But his next court date, though, is March 13th in this civil matter.
You know, I want to show a video again of the scene of him arriving to court because it's pretty dramatic. It's R. Kelly underneath an umbrella. Obviously, it's been a media frenzy, assuming obviously because of the charges, the criminal sexual abuse charges against R. Kelly. I mean, what can you tell us about? I mean, I'm assuming that this child support hearing was already on the books. Like, this was expected to go down in addition to obviously the interview he did with Gayle King, correct?
Yes, this was already scheduled. This was something that he knew was coming. This was a deadline that he was expected to hit. That is why the judge did what he did. This is why, they said, if you do not pay this amount of money, you already knew you had this amount of time to come up with the amount of money. This is why you are now going to jail. So this was not a surprise. This is completely separate, of course, from all of the criminal proceedings, but it is just something, of course, that he knew about when he did his interview with Gayle King. Right. This is something that he's known about for some time.
Now, as I understand, media they were not allowed in the courtroom for the hearing. And as far as we know, we actually didn't know all the details of this specific divorce case. Do you know the reason behind that?
So this case is sealed. And of course, that has to do with the fact that, that it doesn't have to happen in all divorce cases or all child custody cases. But in this particular one, they decided to seal the records, which is why reporters were not allowed inside of the courtroom. So there are a lot of details that we're still kind of trying to find out. And we're finding out as things go along, as the Sheriff's Department is able to give us the information. That's why, didn't know all of the details about what's going on inside of the courtroom, who was in there with him. We're also out to R. Kelly's attorney for any additional information about what went on, what he plans to do, and what can happen next. Because if he's not able to pay that over $160,000 to get out of jail, he may still be in custody for some time, like he was in the criminal case. And we know that he had a very difficult time coming up with the bond that he needed to get out of jail there. So we actually don't know what the future holds for R. Kelly in that situation.
And the bond you're referencing and referring to is the $100,000 bail bond that he paid to be free after he was charged and taken into custody on charges of sexual abuse. Yeah.
And Angelique, I find it ironic that this arrest comes just a day after he taped that interview yesterday with CBS Morning News that aired this morning. And in that interview, he was so emotional, talking about how he was trying to fight for a relationship with his kids. Now, have we heard from his family? Have we heard from his ex-wife? Do we know, is there going to be a press conference?
We're actually waiting to see if there's going to be a press conference today. We have not heard yet from Drea Kelly about what is going on in this particular court case or necessarily about what happened with Gayle King yesterday. But we're all kind of keeping tabs on her reaction, of course, she was a very powerful part of the Surviving R. Kelly documentary. So I'm sure that there are things that she wants to say. I don't know if she can say them at this point because there is so much going on in relation to, her actual case. But we are waiting to hear from her at this point.
Obviously, this news is just coming in, and we're going to stay on it here at ET Live and etonline.com. But again, what we do know is R. Kelly has been taken into police custody by Chicago police after failing to make up more than $160,000 in unpaid child support. All right, Angelique, thank you so much.
Thanks. We'll keep you updated.